Man. All that build up to Christmas, man, and it's just it honestly it's like weird now. Like I said, build up. One day it's going, and then
Yeah.
it's out of there. Maybe
Yep.
because we're grown and all that, but
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
it.
and
yeah.
I
I
don't know.
would say
I think it's quick for everybody, man. I mean, even the little kids, right? It's Christmas Day, excited, got the new toys or whatever. Couple days later, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like, I mean,
right,
I'm just saying we all have seen that firsthand in our own families. You
right.
know what I'm saying? Where it's 2 days later and okay, this ain't what's up no more. 2 days
Right.
later, I spent $100 on that. Don't
Right.
matter.
It don't matter. It
Don't
don't
matter.
matter. It don't
well,
matter.
well, not only that, um, it's been in the high 60s, 70s. I mean, we're used to having pretty non-cold winters down here, but it was just ridiculous. This year, I think we got up to like 77 on Christmas
Yeah,
um here.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's the thing, man. Like it didn't have like a Christmas feel. It wasn't really cold or brisk outside. No snow, of
Nope.
course. It just felt like it really felt like the fall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it happened so fast. It happened like you said, like it went like boom, boom, and we out of here.
Out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I
Quick.
mean? So
Quick.
man, quick, man, quick. But fellas, it is the top of the week. We got less than a couple of days before 2022.
Yep.
Man, this year went by fast. We
It
got a
did.
couple more days for 2022, man. So tonight's show is going to be dedicated to the happenings of 2021. We're going to do our year-end review. We did one last year, did a phenomenal job with that last year. So tonight we're going to focus on the year-end review of 2021, from sports to hip hop to the culture. We're going to talk about it all, man. So let's go
Hmm.
ahead and get into it, man. We got people coming into the room already. Shout out to those of you watching on Facebook Live. Shout out to those on Mile High Radio. Shout out to Bobby Blackjack, channel 199. Shout out to the team over there. Shout out to those on the front, on the back. Shout out to Tayson, the street team general. Shout out to the whole team, the whole squadron. What up, what up? Shout out to my man Merv. Shout out to Becca. Shout out to Tina, Nick, Jay, Mel, everybody who's rocking it with us all throughout the year. And shout out to my brothers here, Stacks and Mark. So let's go ahead and get into it, fellas. I want to start it off. Let's go ahead and get the appetizers out the way. Let's talk about the biggest surprises in the NFL this year, man.
Mm.
2021. What, Mark? What is your biggest surprise of the NFL this year, man?
Shoot, it's the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah,
I mean that offense. If you have a chance to watch the Bengals, I mean that offense is rolling. I mean they look like seasoned veterans on that offense. And you're talking about a quarterback in Joe Burrow who's in year two,
yeah,
Jamar Chase in year one.
yeah,
Um, that offense has so many weapons: T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd,
yeah.
Yummy Joe Mixon. I mean, and these are all guys who are young.
Young.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You're talking about like second year guys, mostly like second, third year guys, and that's it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, man, that offense is going to be a force for years to come.
yeah,
Obviously, Joe Burrow, threw for over 500 yards yesterday.
yeah,
T. Higgins and Jamar Chase combined for over 300 yards receiving.
yeah,
It's insane what they're doing. I mean, it's hard to believe that the Bengals are this good, but this ain't your daddy's Bengals. This is
yeah,
today's Bengals. And
yeah.
offensively, they're very fun to watch. Very, very fun team.
Indeed. Stats, what you got, man? What is your biggest NFL surprise of the year?
My biggest NFL surprise of the year. I don't know if this should be a surprise though. Let's talk about the New England Patriots. How they're still relevant. A lot of people
Mm,
expected the Patriots to fall off. I mean, they lost yesterday. I think Buffalo took the division lead, but people,
Very.
the expectation. See, the problem is when people win for so long, a lot of folks got that. Like you get fatigued with Alabama. You get with the Alabama football team. You get got fatigued. People got fatigued with Golden State doing their run.
mm-hmm.
People really hated that Belichick. A lot of people hated that Belichick and Tom Brady thing. But it's just a testament how those boys are still I think they are in the playoff hunt. I think they'd be a wild card team. They flip flop yesterday when they lost to Buffalo, I believe. But they're probably going to go to the playoffs. It's a testament to Bill Belichick just being a great coach, and I'm glad it kind of happened for him. I'm glad it happened for New England. A lot of people hate New England, but I'm one of those people that always said that Bill Belichick was a great coach. A lot of people were saying that Tom Brady made him, and people were saying the reverse of that. Turns out I think both of them are wrong. I think Tom Brady and Bill Belichick are just all-time greats, and they're all right at what they do as far as coaching quarterback. So I didn't have an expectation for New England to be still up there in the mix in the conversation, and they've been before yesterday they were rolling.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My biggest surprise is Dallas defense. You know, when we picked up Dan Quinn from the Falcons, you know, he had an atrocious defense in Atlanta. And I remember Danny Thompson was like laughing when we picked him up. And I was like, well, he had some success in Seattle, so I was optimistic. I'm like, he had that Legion of Boom running like a well-oiled machine in Seattle. But I still thought that, you know, with Dallas having a really bad defense last year, like, what can Dan Quinn do to turn things around in 1 year? And he turned that thing around. I'm still, you know, optimistic. You know what I mean? I want to be careful. I don't want to jinx it because I still want to see my Cowboys do well. I'm still not satisfied because, again, I've been disappointed too many years to get too hyped and too overly and too over loving of them right now. But, man, to see that defense play the way they've been playing this year and actually carrying the offense, which I thought the offense was going to be the thing that carried the defense, it's a sight to behold. So I'm glad we picked up Michael Parsons. I really wanted a cornerback, but we got the cornerback market on lock right now with Trayvon Diggs and Kelvin Joseph and Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis. We got a good cornerback room back there, man. And I'm glad we didn't go the cornerback route. I'm glad that Denver came and sniped us and allowed us to pick up Michael Parsons. So I'm really shocked by that team. I'm shocked by the defense right now. Again, hoping we can keep it up. It's going to be tough because NFC is top heavy. You got Green Bay, you got the Rams, you got Tampa Bay, you got Philly lurking in the dark. You got some. It's top, man. It's top heavy. It's no matter where you go in the first round, you know it's going to be tough, regardless of any team, anybody. You've seen it this year. We had a lot of upsets, a lot of weird things happen in the NFL this year. So I'm hoping we can still look good and go into the playoffs and get a couple of games and make it to the big thing. But I'm surprised by the defense. That's my takeaway so far this year. So, Marc, I'm going to circle back to you. Your biggest NBA surprises.
Shoot, I'm going to say like this because I'm not even going to talk teams. I'm going to talk more players. This is the first year, you know, between COVID, between injuries, between mental health, that you've seen this many starters not playing. Yeah. Like, I mean, you know, John Wall's not playing. Obviously, Ben Simmons here in Philly is not playing. Ruchi Hachimura from Washington started last year in the playoffs. He's not playing. I mean, just guys just not playing. And we talked about the NFL. Calvin Ridley, starter for Atlanta Falcons, not playing. It's just I have not seen this many players across multiple sports who are really, you know, who their teams depend on to play, just not playing. That's kind of wild, you know, because it's the first year that I've ever seen where all of these things are hitting at once. And I think half the teams in probably the NFL and the NBA are missing an important player from last season who just, for whatever reason, just ain't playing. That's kind of wild.
Yeah, I agree. How about you? Stats? What you got over there, man?
My biggest surprise so far this NBA season is the Golden State Warriors. Of course, I got to give it context. I thought the Golden State Warriors would be hovering around play-in game territory at around I'd say the 6th through the 10th seed. Yeah. But they're leading the way in the West right now. They beat the West Conference champs. I was about to say a very good Phoenix team, but we got to give them a flowers. They were in the finals last year, and they're back. They're back playing very good ball again this year. That could have very well been a surprise as far as them coming back because everybody thought it was an anomaly last year.
Yeah.
But for Steph, Draymond, and they got the kid Poole that just came. I don't know what it got. Gary Payton Jr. I don't know what Steve Kerr does. A lot of people were saying that he was a product of having great players. They say that about every great coach.
Mm-hmm.
But those guys are the top team in the West. And Klay Thompson, they got with 2 starters that even touched the floor yet.
Thompson and Wiseman, yeah.
So I want people to really, really sit back and look and think about what teams are going to do, even if we get an 80% Klay back.
Yeah.
Like, and Steph is arguably having his a better season than his two MVP seasons. He's going to be freed up even more once Thompson comes back. So
it'll be crazy.
Like I said, I'm a diehard Laker fan. I don't consider myself a loser, so I don't watch losers play. I support my team. I will watch their scores. But y'all know how it is. You want to watch good basketball. You want to watch certain teams. And I've been watching Golden State. It's like they do things the right way, and it seems like they always get the most out of their talent. No matter who you throw over there, there's going to be a guy that's just like playing out of this world. Like, who knew that Poole was going to be balling like he was balling this year?
Right.
Who knew Gary Payton Jr. would just be going through the lane and just yamming on people? I don't know. Maybe Shawn Kemp. Might be Shawn Kemp's son instead of Gary Payton Jr. I don't want.
Gary Payton did say somebody visited his house when he was away. He said it though,
I'm just saying, but a pleasant surprise.
Yeah,
would be Golden State, and it's mainly I love it as well because the LeBron stands. Everybody know I'm a Laker fan. There's a difference between Laker fan and LeBron fan. They can't say nothing right now because the Lakers are reeling. And the whole myth about LeBron makes everybody better, I don't think that's a thing. I don't think it's ever been a thing.
It wasn't.
Now, at the same time, though, you got Steph playing out of his world, and you really can't. There's nothing you can knock about it. Nope. So that's my biggest surprise.
Man, I'm there with you. I think the Golden State is a big surprise for me as well because last year they didn't play this well. This year it's like they're on a mission. And they're playing good defense. They're having fun. Those guys run up and down the court. And Steph is playing probably better than his MVP year that he won. He was unanimous. So just imagine now you got Klay coming back and Wiseman coming back. Who are you going to guard? That's my question. Like he's finally going to get one-on-one looks at some point. And it's going to be a different maker when he get there. My other surprise, my biggest surprise is the Lakers' downfall. I hope that continues. I hope that it continues.
Of course you do. Yeah.
I cannot stand the Lakers. I can't stand LeBron. Marc said it. I got to give Marc credit. So everybody that's listening, Marc was the first one to say that the Lakers need to get Buddy Hield instead of getting Westbrook. Marc said that before the Westbrook trade went into effect and before the season was even done last year. And LeBron said, no, Marc, I'm going to go for Russell Westbrook. And Westbrook looks like he doesn't fit anything the Lakers need to do. Because he's running up and down the court full speed, and the other players are trying to figure out what is going on. I finally watched the game. I watched that game on Christmas, and I couldn't believe it. I'm like, yo, this guy's out of control. He was just playing like a madman. And
go ahead. Real quick, let me interrupt you because I don't know how many Laker games you watched. But did you happen to see Russell Westbrook aside? He's a turnover machine. Russell Westbrook is explosive. He's a great NBA player, but he's a turnover machine. He never did fit. Like I was indifferent about them getting Russell. I'm like, why did we get Hield? But did you see the lack of defense that I complained about day in and day? Like it's like I think me, you, and Marc can put up there at least 20 apiece on the Lakers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like they played it's ridiculous. It's laughable.
LeBron playing the boxing one. He's literally in the middle of the floor doing this. Like, dude, they got the sad thing about it is they got so many open. I noticed these teams they're getting so many open looks from the corner. The corner three in the NBA is like a free throw in most cases.
It's the shortest distance on the court from three.
It's on the court. Yeah, it's on the court. A shooter's dream is to get the corner three, right? And every team they play, like Phoenix could have beat them by 40. if they would have dropped those wide open threes that they missed.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of shots. What's that?
That's true.
Yeah, they should have won by 40 instead of 20. Because they missed a lot of threes. Even the Brooklyn Nets, they missed a lot of threes. But when they started hitting, when Patty Mills started hitting, and he started like realizing like they're not guarding me, like whoa, it got ugly, man. Again, it could turn around. I hope it doesn't.
But
and you know what? And let me say one thing real quick. LeBron does not want to play fast. Like he doesn't do the fast breaks. He doesn't. He really, like if you ever go to a gym like YMCA, whatever, you know what I'm saying? That old man who can play, but he don't want to play fast. He don't want to run. You know what I'm saying? So everybody keeps saying LeBron's in phenomenal shape. Yeah, but he don't want to run. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, so Russell Westbrook is a guy who wants to run all day long, but but your star player don't want to run. That's obviously not going to work. And this is what I was saying before the season. I was like, yo, LeBron really don't want to run. It's just his running days ended in Miami.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If you even when he won with Cleveland, he slowed the game down because that best fit what he wanted to do. And now, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, these other teams are just like, listen, if we get on the court with the Lakers, just run them. Just keep running. You know what I'm saying? They won't be able to catch up. And they're right.
And you be wide open.
And the thing is, a lot of these games, it's not like, you have a team out there with a lot of losses, but they, losing games like 5 points and the Lakers getting blown the fuck out a lot of these games, like bad.
And the sad thing about it is they had the easiest schedule the first half of the season. Majority, they had 16 out of 19 games at home. That's crazy. And they were against Oklahoma, some sorry teams. Oklahoma.
We played them like twice, like in 3 days, and blew 20-point leads both times.
But these teams realize, like, look, they're not going to run. And if they're not going to run, then we're going to keep running on.
Fear factor. Y'all saw dude get yammed doing the other night, man.
Oh, yeah. Shout to Nick Claxton from the Nets.
I'm like, oh, shit.
Hey, they panned over to Dwight Howard. He was laughing. Dwight Howard don't want to be there. Dwight Howard wants to be there. He don't want to get out.
Like I always say, I don't want to go down this LeBron rabbit hole, but they players just don't fear him like they fear Kobe and Jordan, man. Like there's no fear factor. If you just don't, like I told you, remember when JT yammed him in the playoffs and then bumped him in the chest as a rookie? I think he was a rookie of second year.
Yeah.
Like you didn't have that going on back in the day. Jordan or Kobe would never. Players wouldn't even play him like that.
They would try not to bump on Jordan if they had a chance. Like, pull back. So that's my biggest takeaway, my biggest surprise. Again, they can turn around. We know that. You still got talent. You still got AD. Melo having a phenomenal season. You still got LeBron. And you still got Westbrook. So they can't turn it around. I hope they
still got AD. Okay.
Yeah. For right now.
Always down. That's
I like that.
Always down.
If anybody's seen that movie Unbreakable from back in the day, I mean that character Mr. Glass, that's AD.
Right.
Just to let you know.
A Dizzle, man. That's A Dizzle. So, Marc, let's move into some entertainment, man. So in the beginning of the year, Marc and I was getting hyped up about the Disney Plus series. This was going to be Marvel's first year of doing Disney Plus and their series of different shows on Marvel. And we done ran through them. They done had Hawkeye was the last series. It ended last week, was the final episode. We got a couple of spoilers here, so we apologize to those of you who watched it, who didn't get the chance to watch Hawkeye or any other the Marvel series. If you haven't watched it, I would encourage you to go out there and watch it. Really good series, man. I'll start it off. The best series to me, I struggled with this because it was so many good series, man. I started out thinking that the Falcon and the Winter Soldier was the best one. Then I changed it up and thought that the WandaVision was really good. Then I thought the Hawkeye was really good, but I ended up landing on the Loki series. I think the Loki series was probably the best one out of the entire run. And, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was a really good one. But I thought that the Loki series was the best one. simply because of the heart and just the storyline and how it sets everything else up for the future of Marvel into phase 3 and phase 4, if you will. And I was
Mhm.
like, man, this is going to be really, really good because now you're seeing the things that Loki went through and just how it's going to start playing out in phase 4. So for me, the Loki series was the best one out of the whole group, closely
Okay.
followed by Hawkeye as well. So, Stack, I'm gonna go to you first, man. What was yours out of the series?
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and it's y'all know me, man. I like the social justice type stuff, and I like how they righted it wrong, and he became Captain America, and all the racial undertones as far as some of the stuff that they talked about it. Y'all know me. I really digged it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I dug it. Past tense. But yeah, that's what I gotta go with. I really liked it.
How about you, Mark?
Man, this was tough, man. To be honest, I also chose Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Just to see, with Cap and how Falcon kind of struggled to finally, get to the point, to wear the shield. He really did not want to do it. And they had the old man who was the Cap, back in the day,
Yeah,
and I
Yeah,
love those scenes between, him and Falcon, and what I'm saying. And I think that's what really got him over the top, to go ahead and take that shield and wear that shield or whatever. But you seen the difficulty in it as a black man, what I'm saying, for it to wear that shield. That was tough.
yeah,
right.
So I like that. Loki really sets up the movie part of it, which I think is great because I'm just like, we got introduced to Kang. Like, what I'm saying?
right,
You know, I'm like, Kang is like the real deal. Like,
right,
seriously,
right.
because I remember after Loki ended and I'm talking to some of my comic book guys, and they were just like, I'm telling you, Kang is the real deal. Like, he's gonna
Right.
be a major force, right? And I'm just like, we're just coming off of Thanos, right? You know what I'm saying? And Thanos was like God. I mean, he was great. But
Yeah,
they're saying, yo, Kang is going to be like really just as good, if not better. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wow,
damn.
that's going to be
Better than
something.
hell.
If he could live up to that. So, but I thought all the series, were really good. Um, I was just like, man, once again, Marvel does it again. And here's the thing, not to, take a crap on DC, but I have to. But DC, like in TV land, is actually good. Marvel was just better. So
Yeah.
it's like, like what I'm saying. This is like a part where he's like, well, maybe we can win this one. Nope, can't win that one either. You know
No.
what I'm saying?
No.
So I feel bad.
No. It was. It was. Yeah, Trey, you're right. King is a problem, man. I'm
Yeah,
glad they casted Jonathan Majors.
yeah.
Of course, Jonathan Majors. The fame of he was what is
Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft
Yeah,
Country that Mark put
yeah,
us on. We were like a year
Right.
behind. And we
yeah,
hopped on it. Mark put us on Power. Mark put us on BML, Lovecraft Country. Mark put us on a lot of shows that
uh,
we
I
but
I
but
know.
wait,
I gotta take credit for Lovecraft now.
but
Mark
you know what
talked about
though?
Lovecraft at the beginning, though.
But you know what? I'm gonna say like this, right? My mom got to take credit for Power because my mom put me on Power. You know what I'm saying? That's how I got on
Dude,
it.
I was a whole year behind Power, and I finally caught up, and it was like, damn, like take
Yeah,
something like 5 years
I'm,
behind Power.
I'm
But I
trying
was
to
like,
think how far. I'm really trying to think how far behind I was, but I know I caught up quick and was
yeah,
locked in every fucking
locked
week
in,
yeah,
after that.
yeah,
locked in. And Mark would tell us for like months, like, yo, get into Power, get into Power. I'm like, man, I ain't watching no damn Power. And then I just started watching the man, but hooked since then. So
yeah.
yeah,
Gotcha.
but definitely, man, they got Jonathan Majors in there, and he's gonna be playing a pivotal role, man, throughout the entire Phase 4, everything
Right.
leading up to being the Conqueror. So I'm looking forward to that. Marvel keep doing their thing. Hawkeye was a
Yeah.
good series. Introducing the Kingpin, coming back to the screen, and
Yep.
Daredevil is right around the corner. So I'm just glad what Marvel is doing. They finally started to bring things up. I know season 2 of Marvel, Disney Plus and series gonna be coming out next year. They got a big slate coming up as well, so I'm looking forward to that, man. I can't wait. Loki season 2 coming out, I think next year, year after next. So they green like that. So it's going to be some really big things coming from Marvel, man. So I'm
and go see Spider-Man if you haven't seen it. Go see Spider-Man.
Definitely. So man, let's park things real quick, Phil. Let's get into that talk right now. The hip hop albums of the year, man. This was a pretty strong year for hip hop, man.
It was pretty good.
Lot of stuff that came out, fellas. So man, let's just talk about it, man. Like, what are some of y'all favorite albums this year, man?
I'm trying to tell you, it's been a lot of them, obviously.
Yeah.
Nas KD2, was for nothing short of excellent. I thought that was great. J. Cole, for an album was really good. I like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For that newer generation, Pusheisty, put out a nice project. Trippie Redd put out a nice project. Lil Durk was all over the place. And two artists, we have to talk about, before we go back to Nas, because we're going to go back to him. You know what I'm saying? Before we do that, I think the build up to Kanye and Drake, was great for, great theater. You know what I'm saying? I felt that the albums couldn't live up to the build up. That's how great the build up was. It was just like, Kanye's going to drop next week, and then he would have a session like in Atlanta in the Mercedes-Benz Dome or whatever, and then don't drop the album. Then he goes to Chicago, right? Drake's supposed to drop the album doesn't come out, and they really kept people on the hook for like over a month to get these albums out. So I couldn't judge them by the build up. And then to kind of cap it off with that concert in LA, the Free Larry Hoover concert, which I thought was an amazing live show. And it was a really good year for hip hop. I think the second half of the year in hip hop, was excellent. I mean, it was a great time, to kind of, like I said before, KD2 kind of kicked us off, and then everything that kind of came after that, it was a lot of nice projects, a lot of good songs on the radio, a lot of good stuff that you heard, just going through your YouTube or your SoundCloud or whatever. So it was a lot of good stuff in hip hop, man. Especially the second half of the year. The second half was like fire.
Yeah, absolutely. J. Cole kicked us off, kicked the year off with his album, and I thought it was a great album. It's nominated for a Grammy, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But I haven't gone back to that album that many times, to be quite honest. I thought it was a good output. It was good. It's J. Cole. J. Cole don't put out trash. But I haven't returned back to that album but so many times.
Yeah.
I was glad to see AZ drop and do it.
That was a nice project. That was a really nice project.
Nice project. Griselda still had things going. We had West Side Gun, Hitler Wear Her Meds. That was a good album. Like you said, Marc, Pusheisty, DMX Exodus album.
Tyler the Creator had a project as well.
Yeah, Tyler the Creator had a great project.
That was pretty good.
He's nominated for a Grammy as well. I agree with Marc. The Donda album and the Certified Lover Boy album. I just think that it is the hype overwhelmed the projects.
You're right. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I went back and listened to Certified Lover Boy, and it was tough. I was like, damn, it's not as good as I thought it was. Maybe I was caught up in the hype. Hype.
I think a lot of people were. I'm not mad at that. I think a lot of people were, Yeah, absolutely.
But the replay value, it's not that good. Even Donda. I think Donda, I didn't like in the beginning, then it kind of grew on me.
Yep.
And I went and listened to the deluxe one. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. But I still struggle listening to it all over again. And you guys know I've traveled a lot over the past couple of months. I just had a lot of time just to really listen to music.
Right.
And it was tough. It was tough listening to Donda and CLB, on repeat. I feel like it wore out quickly.
I'm gonna say like this, man. For what I'm saying, especially those songs off of Donda, right? I think, to be honest, Kanye it's better to hear his stuff live.
Mm-hmm.
And if you did not see the Kanye Drake Free Larry Hoover concert, I'm telling you, as a fan of hip hop, you should go and watch it. It's right on YouTube. It's like 2 hours long. It was really, I mean, that was a treat that was very unexpected for me. That's how good the show was. I'm like, Drake did his thing, but I'm like, and I've been to a Kanye concert, I've been to a Drake concert before. Both were good, but I think Kanye really just kicked it into high gear.
Yeah.
He was nothing short of excellent in this show.
Absolutely.
He was that good, and he did some of the cuts off of this album that just came out, and I'm like, well, they sound a lot better. You know what I'm saying? When he goes live, so I'm just like, I'll say like this: if Kanye is performing and he's performing anywhere near where you live, go see him. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you, it's going to be worth the price of admission. I'm serious.
Absolutely. What you got, Stacks? Like, what was your standout albums of the year?
All season. J. Cole album does have great playback value for me. I think it's my favorite album that came out in 2021. I still listen to Certified Lover Boy. I listen to Donda. I think those are great as well. But I would go with, if I was like picking a top five, I would go with damn. I'm not going to give you a top five. I'm just going to say in no particular order. I got Donda, Certified Lover Boy, Off Season, KD2, and I'm pretty sure we have to talk about Magic. That's one that, to me, it kind of came out of nowhere, and it kind of changes the conversation this late in the year as far as what the best album of the year was. But I don't know if we plan on separating that, because I think that's something we need to talk about.
Yeah, we're talking about hip hop albums right now, so yeah. Everybody who out there watching, please drop your favorite albums of the year of 2021, whether it's hip hop.
No particular order, just would like.
Yeah, tell us what you like. Tell us what you were listening to this year, so we can talk about it as well. So please, if you're out there watching on Facebook Live, on YouTube, type in what you felt like was your favorite album of the year. What are you listening to right now? What is something that's in your deck on a daily basis or weekly basis, please?
Now, as you guys stated earlier, the whole the Kanye Drake thing, the battle is always like the true essence of hip hop.
Yep.
And the way all of the build up to those albums, and they advertised it in the shots, subliminal stuff going back and forth. Those things are always great for hip hop.
Yeah.
So I would say that about the whole Drake and Kanye stuff. And everybody know they ain't no street guys, so it wasn't gonna be no gunplay, nothing like that. The banter, the going back and forth, and all the breaking news about, hey, Kanye did this or Drake did this, right? In response, that's always been good for hip hop. As long as they keep it, in the booth, it's always been a good thing.
Right. But like Marc said, man, like those albums to me was underwhelming because of the rollouts. The rollouts were like A+. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Donda rollout. I mean, he's performing the Mercedes-Benz, stadium. He's doing all of these things to build up to the album release. And maybe those songs sound better in the stadium. Those songs are designed to play on a stadium level. I don't think they're designed to play in your house or really play in your car. I think it's really designed to be listened to in a stadium packed arena, like straight up. It's just
with a group of people, a bunch of people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because I'm sure if you hear Donda in the stadium or an arena or any big landscape, it's going to bang. And that's what it's for. But listening to it, like, trying to get to the gym or just on casual listen, to me, I just felt like it lost a lot of the replay value. Even with Certified Lover Boy, I was vibing to it for a couple of days. Then it started waning off a little bit. I'm like, man, what do I want to go back and listen to now? You know what I mean? Like I didn't have a go-to song on there that I just had to really listen to. J. Cole, I can go and listen to that first song, anytime I want to just get kind of pumped up in the gym or whatever. I can go to that first song, because he's killing it. 95 South with the Cameron talking trash on there, right? So I just felt like we didn't get that from the Donda album or from the Certified Lover Boy album.
And real quick,
go ahead, Shaq.
Before I forget something, I guess the album was so underwhelming. We didn't even mention the album that recently came out. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Which one?
Rick Ross's album. We didn't mention that.
Yeah. I wrote it mentally. Like
you know what? I'm gonna say like this: solid album, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I'd get more, to be honest, but I think I think it was more. It's a smooth play, right?
Yeah.
And you know how Ross does. Yeah, the song with Jasmine Sullivan. Shout out to Philly. You know what I mean, for Jazzy, but you know what I'm saying? It's a smooth play, but it's like, and he's in his Ross lane, the lane that, he's supposed to be in. You know what I'm saying? But usually, with a Ross album, he'll mix it up a little bit more. It'll be smooth. It'll be some street in there. Then he might try something different. This was really more of a Ross R&B type of album to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Smooth play.
I get what you're saying there, and here was my take on the album. It's not a bad album at all.
No,
but I just it's certain artists you expect more. I wouldn't say more from. I like the album, but it just I don't want to say it like this, but it's gonna sound kind of hard. It's like Ross gave us so much before. Everything was so great before that. If I can put this in the context like this way, I'm listening to the album, I'm digging it, but I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that bang. I'm waiting for that one track that's gonna be like, okay, now we talking.
Now we hear
it. And it never happened. But you got it.
But it's not a trash album.
It's a good album, but you're waiting for, you know what I'm saying, like when Ross had the freestyle with Drake on Lemon Pepper. You're waiting for, with Ross, with the Meek song back in the day, Tupac Back. You're waiting for 9 Piece. You're waiting for, those type of when is that gonna kick in? You know what I'm saying? Trap. You're waiting for all of that, and it never came. It was just more. This is just a smooth this. This album was kind of like, I'm just kind of riding, chilling.
Right.
I'm not really doing too much else but that.
Right.
And it's just like, you waiting for the turn up a little bit, to get yourself pumped. So if Shawn, if you're going to the gym, this ain't the right album to have on because you're going to wait for that song and it's never going to get there. And then you're just like, wait a minute, I got to go play now. And I just drove for 30 minutes and nothing got me in that mode. Like Stacks, I'm about to, do this, and nothing got me in that mode. This is a real chill type of situation. There's nothing more than that.
It's bad that we didn't mention Ross.
Right.
But that's how the album was.
I had it in my mind, but I couldn't get it out. Like, honestly, I'm like, it was. And that's the one. It didn't even have an Aston Martin on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it did.
It just, again, Ross don't put out trash, right?
So it's not going to be trash. He's never going to put out trash. He's not going to be trash.
He has a great ear. So he's not going to put out trash. But you got to think about it. It's not one of his best.
No.
It's a bottom tier album in respect to Ross. It's a bottom tier.
Yeah, for what he's put out before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say like this. I think him doing this album, obviously he has a lot going on. You know what I mean? He's Mr. Wingstop. You got other businesses, right? Yeah. Then you're talking about, beef, with multiple people, in the label, including Meek Mill. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. I just think, people who would normally be associated with a Ross album weren't there, because of other situations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then Ross just went in the smooth bag. I get it. But it was nothing that really just got you like, I need that right there. It was nothing on that album, that made you just like,
Never happened for me.
No. And that's the thing. It's like, rap is not Ross' priority right now, to be quiet.
It's not.
Ross, he got his hands in a lot of different things right now. He's making money in other different ways, man. So rap and hip hop is not his thing right now. That's not priority to him. So it's not easy. I mean, I say easy, but it's not a goal for him to make a classic Ross type of album. I think he did it because of the label, maybe. Maybe he put a little bit of pressure, say, hey, we need that album. And he did what he had to do. But that's about it. I don't think Ross is I don't think he's in that zone to put together what we are, used to hearing from Ross. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I tell you a couple of albums that came out that was pretty good that no one really talk about. Havoc and Styles P dropped a very good album. Wreckage Man, that was a really good album. You got Havoc on the beats and Styles P, killing the lyrics.
Yeah.
That was a dope album. I think that Remedy from the Wu-Tang, he had a great album called Remedy Meets Wu-Tang. To me, if you're a Wu-Tang fan, and of course, got to represent the hoodie wife he got me for birth, for Christmas. So, got to rock the hoodie. But Remedy Meets Wu-Tang to me was a top tier album as well. It don't get discussed, but if you're a Wu-Tang fan, Remedy Meets Wu-Tang was another great album. I think French Montana did pretty good on his album. They've got Amnesia. I'm not a big French Montana fan, but he has some joints on there, man.
I think you know what with French Montana, here's my problem with French Montana. It's probably always been my problem. He always wants to appear bigger than what he is. You know what I'm saying? So his character overshadows his work. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, y'all, I ain't really feeling that guy. So it's just like, he might do something that's pretty good, but it's just like, man, I can see people downplaying it because of who he is. You know what I'm saying? And
he has some good songs, though.
Yeah, he's had some good songs over his run. You know what I'm saying? I give him that. Yeah. So I'm just like, man, Stacks mentioned this before. Tyler the Creator's album, was really good. My niece is going to see him in concert. You know what I'm saying? Like next month or a month or two, he's coming to Philly. So she's a big fan. So she's going with her friends. For to go and check that out.
About Lloyd Banks and Dave East I liked both of their albums. Lloyd Banks and Dave East came out with albums this year.
And they're supposed to they're collabing. Lloyd Banks, Dave East, and the Vado. You know what I'm saying, to do like a group project. So I was just like, I'm like, man, on the surface it looks good for New York, but let's see what the work sounds like. You know what I'm saying? See if they can bring any of that kind of New York magic. You know what I'm saying, that they've had in their solo deals. And maybe they can get something together. So we'll see.
You know what, Dave East, I got to give Harry Fraud his credit as well on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Fraud did with Jim Jones too. Jim Jones had a project with Harry Fraud this year, and it was pretty dope. It was pretty dope.
Yeah. And one more guy, who I have to mention, who I thought had a nice transition. New school guy, Polo G. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Really solid project. He moved from Chicago to LA. And this is what you do when you live in one of those type of cities. You get out and you go somewhere else. And this is why you see the rise of Little Durk. This is why you're seeing the rise of Polo G. They both left Chicago. Durk's in Atlanta, obviously, and Polo G is out in LA. But you kind of see their creativity spreading and getting better. You know what I'm saying? Because of that. So I'm just like, man, if you're an artist, you got to understand sometimes, those surroundings might not be the best surroundings, and get yourself in a space, where creatively you can be better. You know what I'm saying? Where you're not under that kind of intense pressure of what's going on every day in your hood. You know what I'm saying? And, so I think it was good for both those guys to kind of, get out. And I'm glad that Dirt kind of showed a lot of guys the way. You know what I'm saying? Polo G being a younger guy coming from Chicago. Yeah, I'm saying I'm quite sure he picked up on some of those lessons, and he was able to put out a nice project and be out in LA and kind of showing his vision. So that was good for him.
Absolutely. So we talked about the albums and the landscape of the albums.
Yep.
So I need to know from you guys, what was your personal album of the year? It can be hip hop, R&B. What was your personal album of the year?
Man, I'm sorry, man. I have to go to KD too. I still have that right there. And his albums that I like,
Yeah.
this year, but that I mean that had a nice blend of what an album's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'll hit you kind of hard. It'll make you think. It'll have some smooth shit on it, and then it'll have some stuff that's just for hip hop. And that's
Yeah.
how I think that's how a hip hop album is supposed to be done. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Not that this was Nas's best album, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I'm just saying the blend of what a hip hop album is supposed to be, that album had it, you know, and that's why it's my favorite. I'm still processing Magic because I like it. But
Yeah.
I'm like I'm still, I listen to it every day, just to see if I could pick up on something new. But I'm
Yeah.
like I'm still processing that, so I'm not even done processing, what I mean, for that yet. But
Yeah.
KD2, I didn't process, what I mean, for enough, and I was just like I thought it had all the elements. Bringing EPMD, you know what I'm saying, on there, bringing Lauryn Hill back. I mean,
Yeah.
and then having and I, like I said, I always like how Nas reaches out to the new school, Fabio Far, and what I'm
Yeah.
saying, guys like that. I'm just like, it just had all the elements of what a hip hop album should have.
Absolutely. What you got, Stack? What's your favorite album of the year, man? Your
I
personal.
actually, I actually had a tie. Uh, I had a tie between KD2 and off season until Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
I am here to tell you. I know me and Shawn go back and forth, but Jay Z, Nas. I'm not even
Before
gonna
you get
mention.
into that, I'm going to join you there. Let me give you mine. I'm going to join you back on that. Because I think I know you about to go. So let me join you on that journey real quick, because I was just like you. And Marc almost sold me back on KD2, because I think I'm still in the moment of Magic. But I've listened to Magic front to back, back to front. I'm even researching what this dude is talking.
I have over 10 listens. That's why I had to. That's why.
I'm about there. I've been listening to. I can't get past 4016 building anymore. I'm stuck on that song right now, because I don't know who pissed him off, but I'm stuck on that song right
Well,
now.
he was pissed off.
Yeah.
When shit came over speeches, I'm like, well, who the fuck? What did they do to Nas?
Right. I want to know. I need to figure out what's going on here. I'm doing some research.
I feel you in that.
Something is going on. I have an idea, but something is going on. And he's getting it out there early before it comes out a different way. Somebody done pissed him off. I got an idea, but I'm gonna just wait. I'll wait until I figure out if I put the pieces together. But Marc almost threw me back on KD2. I was really heavy on KD2, as you guys know. Really heavy on it. And I was heavy on Exodus. I thought Exodus for DMX was really dope as well. But man, I don't want to sound like a prisoner of the moment. I'm gonna have to join Stacks on that journey, man, with Magic. I can't get past it. I can't get past it. I mean, it's just, I don't know what's going on Nas right now. I love it. I don't know what's going on with him. Like, he's pissed, and he never talked like this. Like, he lightly spoke on things in his career, but for him to not say I'm the GOAT is silly behavior. This is not, he don't talk like this. This is not what Nas talk about. This is not how he talk. So he's talking spicy on this entire album, and he's putting a lot of things to challenge on this album. And I can't get enough of it at this point.
So my thing is I almost kind of wish Nas would have waited until the clock strike 12 on New Year's Eve, so this album could come out in 2022, because
Yeah.
I did not even know that a project was coming out until somebody put new Nas dropping on New Year's Eve. I'm like, hold on, what the fuck? Didn't KD2 just came out?
What it do?
And see, my thing is like me not wanting to be prisoner of the moment, as well. But I called Shawn. Me personally, I like to look at the lyrics when I'm listening to the songs and shit like that, because I'm a lyrics head, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on with Nas? What is he on right now where he's rapping like this in 2021? So much so, they got 9 tracks. I mean, I hate when artists go like 15, 20 and all that shit. He got 9, got up out of there. This took me back I want to be present in the moment. This took me back to fucking Illmatic, and it was written that I hold that up there with this album right here.
Yeah,
it's up there with those, man. And I'm putting it past Katie too. That's ridiculous to fucking say, but that's just where I'm at with it.
It's a Lucy. He's like, here, I'm giving y'all. It's a Lucy.
But you know what though? I think this kind of brought you back to, you know what I mean, old school Nas. It kind of brought you back to, you know what I mean, Illmatic. It was written, Lost Tapes.
Yeah.
It kind of took, you know, because when I listened to it, I'm thinking, man, is this Lost Tapes? Like, I'm getting the Lost Tapes feel.
Right.
Like, this is a lot of B-side action on this joint. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, man, see, I'm gonna say like this, right? You know, and people talk artists, right? I'm like, look, you know, if you're artist and you can't drop, you know what I mean, dope ass B-sides, you're not at that level. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, this is why Nas is Nas. This is why Jay is who he is, because they can drop B-side shit and the shit be legendary. You know what I'm saying?
Here's another thing that I called Shawn and I had to tell him, this is our hip hop. As far as this took me back to when I was at 16, 17, 16, barely able to buy them fucking CDs, but you get somebody to buy shit you ain't even supposed to be listening to when you're like 9th, 10th grade. This took me back to that time when I was listening to this album. Also, it reminded me, this run that he's been having is similar to the run that DMX had when he had his first 3 albums, and to be able to do that so far into your career, because the DMX run was like first 3 albums. Yeah. So we got KD1, KD2, and we got Magic now. Like that's a testament to Nas's greatness for him to be able to do that at this age, in this era where so many youngins are really dismissing the true essence of hip hop, lyrics, and being an MC. That's why I love this album so much, man. It's like it's for our era.
It is. Mm-hmm. It is. Definitely. It is. Definitely. And I can't get enough of it. I mean, you're talking about the 4016 building. He's come out the gate. I got so many kids in the game. It's like a gender revealing. Like who pissed this dude off, man? Like, who done this? Like, what happened? Something
this dude even got ASAP Rocky spitting on the fucking trap, man. Hey, look.
You got. I was like, man, that was nice right there, because ASAP Rocky ain't dropped nothing in a while, man. I mean, just a hit. But you know, that's Nas though. Yeah. Nas, I mean, for you from New York. He's, I mean, Nas gonna make the call. I mean, for you from New York, you gonna have to get on that. You know what I mean? You gonna have to do it.
Like Shawn said, he calling out motherfuckers like the song "The Truth."
Yeah.
Like Nas don't talk like this. Like Nas is calling out motherfuckers like niggas ain't telling the truth. Y'all need to be honest out there. Y'all need to say what and who you really are out there. Niggas ain't telling the truth enough. That we said.
And that's the thing. I don't know. Again, man, I don't know what's going on. I didn't even know he had this kind of time on his hand to put this together. Because this is not old stuff. This stuff is. I mean, he gave a shout out to Young Dolph. Rest in peace. So this material is new material. It's not like it's old throwaways. It's stuff that he's been working on in between working on other things. He has a podcast now on Spotify, which I listen to because he has different interviewers on there. He had Mary J, Jeezy, a lot of people that were on there so far. So it's a really good podcast that he's doing. He just did a biography, a documentary rather, from music.
Oh yeah, that I seen hip hop box. That was dope. Oh my goodness. That was just dope.
Like, that was dope.
Man, listen. If you hip hop, you gonna want to watch that.
You want to watch that because that took it back to the essence. I was like, I remember music video box. Like that's where everybody got started.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Stacks, you will love it. I mean, they'll put old footage of Jay. What is it called?
Video music box.
Video music box. Documentaries on Netflix. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, shoot, it's one of them. Just fire up that fire stick, man. It's on one of them. But Stacks, I mean, you would love this because I heard about this like before it came out, I heard it from, who I call my big sister in New York. You know what I mean? For real, Nikki, shout to Nikki. She's like the queen hip hop head for me. I'm like, man, she be stumping me and my brother on hip hop
Yeah.
shit. That's how deep she is in the hip hop. You know what I'm
You
saying?
gotta get her on the- you gotta
From
get her on the
Philly,
show.
live in New York. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I was just like, man, but she told me about it. And she was just like, I already seen the screening. It's coming on soon. You got to catch it. And she got to see it early. But I'm just like, yo, when I seen it, I'm like, she was right. And usually when she tell me I got to see something, that means I got to see. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hip hop.
It was good. They was showing unseen footage and everything,
Yeah.
man. It was dope, man.
Yeah.
It was dope. So you got to check it out. It's Nas. He produced it. It's him and Ralph McDaniel, who was the guy who founded Video Music Box.
Yep.
Really good documentary, man. But again, he has his hands in a lot of stuff because he's also doing a hip hop museum. That's coming up, I think, about another year or so.
Yeah. Yep.
He's
Yep.
doing
You're
all
right.
these things. You know, he's executive producing shows now. I didn't know he had the time to put this together. So transition into that, who would be y'all lyricist of the year?
Really?
We talked about album of the year. We talked about your personal album of the year. Who is your lyricist of the year?
This a trick question.
I mean, is this based on albums? Is it based on a verse? What is
This
it?
verse, just lyricist. Who showed?
Oh, well, I'm gonna say like this. Y'all should know where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go, you know what I mean, for real, to Nas song Nobody and Queen Lauryn Hill. Because Lauryn Hill addressed everybody on there. Nobody said nothing back, and they knew not to say nothing back.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Shout to Nas for bringing her out, because I'm quite sure she was asked by a whole bunch of people to come back out and spit something. She came back out for Nas because Nas just has that kind of effect. You know what I mean? When Nas say come and spit, that means come and spit.
Yeah.
And she laid motherfuckers out on that joint. That was my favorite verse of the year, period.
She did. Stacks, who was your lyricist of the year?
My lyricist of the year?
Yeah.
Man. I have to give it. I want to say J. Cole, but I gotta give it to Nas. We ain't gotta talk long. I mean, KD too, and I mean, if you go down, and we ain't even. I don't think we even give KD since Magic came out. I don't even know we gave him the flowers that we deserve, like the rare. Oh my God, rare store run. Nobody, as Marc mentioned. Composure, count me in. Brunch on Sunday. They got a video for that one. I'm pretty sure y'all see it.
Yeah.
Pretty close. But as far as spitting as well, you gotta go with Nas. I'd lean more so for Magic, the one that just came out, because you know how Apple got shit set up where you can listen to the work, you could see the words while the song is playing, and I'm like looking, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? Like, how you snapping in 2021, dude? Like, seriously, why are you still even rapping? Like, why you doing this? Like, let these young dudes have it. But I'm here for it because, like I said, I dig lyrics, and I gotta go with Nas.
I struggle with this one, fellas. I ain't gonna lie. I think I changed my mind over the past 5 to 10 minutes, honestly, because I had Stove God Cooks. I think that he tracks this year. Stove God Cooks was on a whole different wave this year, man.
Absolutely.
And I also had AZ. I thought AZ just spitting on his album.
He did a real nice job on that album. That was a really nice project. I didn't expect it would be that good. You know what I mean? But that was really good.
Marc, he put on a clinic on that album. Every song he was spitting. Mm-hmm. But again, magic happened this weekend. And I had to change my opinion quickly, because you got songs that Meet Joe Black, Speechless, 46 Building. I mean, what do you do? Hollywood Gangster. That's what it is.
Yeah.
My year, of course, and I don't want to be a homer. I swear I don't want to be a homer, because I wanted to go with Stove Cook God, because I thought that he did a phenomenal job this year. He's picking up so much momentum. He doesn't get the credit he deserves, but you got to keep eyes on him, man, because he's really killing every single thing he's hopping on. And Styles P did a phenomenal job as well on that joint with him and Havoc. So some great lyricists out there, man. Man, good music this year. Hopefully next year we get some even better music, man. So more to be continued. So let's get into verses. We got to get into the verses.
Yeah.
So verses season 2?
I think we're season 2. We're season 2 now. Because that's when we went to the live shows. Like, you know what I'm saying? We went to the live shows on season 2.
When we get back outside, that was season 2.
That was season 2. So I gotta ask y'all, man. Like, let's just talk about it, man. Like, what was some of you guys' favorite verses this year?
Man,
I think favorite.
Yeah, like some of your favorite verses.
Damn, that's tough, man. Because I kind of want to go with Big Daddy Kane KRS-One.
Yeah,
that was dope.
And the reason that ain't my favorite. I just want to kind of talk about it because I mean,
it's for hip hop. You got
there's some cats, some true hip hop heads that's kind of like a decade under us. They like just entering their 30s. They don't know much about KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane because we were pretty young when those guys were coming out, and you had to school them like, hey, I know it's before your time. I mean, y'all need to watch this verses. And the thing about that verses, I mean, performing their songs, the showmanship and all that shit. But when these 50-plus-year-olds started spitting off the dome, I think I was in there like a fucking kid in the candy store. I'm like, especially Kane, like, Kane, you are killing these, like you ending, because y'all know my mission in life to end all mumble rappers' career. Like, Kane is out there in his 50s just spitting, like going hard. And this is like recent. This is off the dome type shit that he came up with. And I just appreciate that. It was a celebration of music. I mean, a celebration of hip hop between two of the heavyweights, pioneers at that. And that's why that was, I'd say, one of my favorites. And it's hard to pick a favorite.
And you got to understand, Kane, that's Jay-Z's OG. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you ever want to know, you know what I mean, for how Jay kind of moved into his swag and moved into his bag, came from his OG.
Kane was his OG. Guy. Yeah. Kane was the guy who, as we're young, we all might have been in single digits when he first came out, but this is when he first started watching the videos and shit like that. He's just the guy you want to be, man, because he got the women around, he's flashy, he got the nice high top, he
smooth and laid back.
He got the women around. He got the wings on. He got the drip on. It's like,
I'm telling
you. As a young kid, I was like, I'm gonna be that guy.
This is the guy, who ended it for light skinned guys right here. When Kane came on the scene, this is the guy who took it over. He really took it over.
He was part of him and Wesley Snipes.
Him and Nino Brown,
I'm like, man. Man.
And Marc, you guys had a strong run, but that was it.
Yeah, man, we had our bits and pieces to get back in there. Then some weird shit that happened and get us up out of there. Yeah. Thank you, Ghost and Steph Curry. We appreciate it, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all couldn't sustain y'all run. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, it is what it is, but you know what I'm saying? But Kane really, he kind of just took over that where it's just like, nah, the dark skinned guys, we the shit right now. Right. And I understood. Even as a kid, I understood what was happening.
Right. And that what it was. Like, for me, I thought that Kane and KRS-One was a good battle. They had a lot of good battles in the beginning of the year. Remember, they had the Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah. Battle. That was great.
That was
with the exception of Steve Harvey. You know what I mean? But other than that,
I forgot about that one. That's in my top 3.
I like it. Yeah.
That was up there. It's funny, man, because the one I was pulling it up, the one that had the most views was the Ashanti and Keisha Cole, which is kind of surprising. Weird. It wasn't even close. They were in the million. They had like a 1.2 million.
I remember that. 100,000. Keisha Cole hella late.
Say it again.
Yeah, like because they had to do it like another time. Like they had to like redo like the whatever the initial day was supposed to do it, they couldn't do it, and then they had to reschedule, and that threw me off.
Ashanti had caught COVID, I think, and they had to reschedule.
Oh, okay. Is that what it was? Okay.
They had one of the highest ones this year. They actually had the highest one this year. Everybody else was not even close. No one else.
Well, the ladies was going to be out for that. I mean, they was going to be out for that.
Especially they was coming to see Ashanti.
They was coming because Keisha Cole, I mean, for his like Lil Mary J, I mean, for her with the pain and all that. And he did me wrong, and I'm cheating back and all type of stuff. And Ashanti going through, I mean, her stuff, and she doing her thing. So that was like a women's anthem right there. You know what I'm saying? So I understand.
And they were in it. My personal favorite was Ghostface and Raekwon.
Yeah, we knew that.
Mm-hmm. I'm a huge and Ghost is my favorite rapper of all time. If Nas is 1A, Ghost is 1A, 1B, something to that effect. So that was the one. That to me, that was the one that like changed my life for that moment, because everything, like even just the way those guys were holding things down, man. Look at the wallows on Ghostface, man. Look at those wallows.
Yeah, does have the wallows.
Wallows,
That was one of my favorite ones. The Earth, Wind, and Fire one was really good, of course.
Yep.
I mean, I know we all talked about the Dipset and the Locks.
Probably because we love the Locks and we love what they did on that stage.
That was not a good battle, but of course that was.
But the Locks were great, and Jadakiss was great.
Yeah, the Locks gave legendary performance by the Locks.
That was the one I was dead wrong, because I thought that. I honestly told you guys, I think Dipset is going to get Locks money for their money. Yo, I changed my mind after the first song. I
remember when you posted in the chat, like, because they came out, Locks came out with "fuck you" out the gate. I'm like, this will go left real quick.
I thought I was wrong. Exactly. I apologize. I was wrong. This is right. Wrong. I said, I'm sorry. I'm changing my stance.
I'm gonna say like this, like my favorite was DMX and Snoop. I love that versus. That was probably my personal favorite. Yeah. You know what other verses I really liked? I liked Timbo and Swizz Part 2.
Yeah, for that, Omar. I didn't.
No, but here's what I liked about it. Right, once they got near the second half, Timbo was flaming Swizz through the roof. I mean. Yeah. I mean, you really forget how many hits this guy, them produced, but I mean, he was just hitting them with gut punch after gut punch after gut punch. Swizz ain't even belong on the stage in the whole second half. No. I'm just like, man, that's how good Timbo was. I'm like, I really didn't know how many Timbo had, but I mean, he had so many. I'm just like, that's why I love that part. I love that part of it.
He had more to go. Timbo could have kept going.
Yeah, he could have.
He was running out. When you realize in that battle, in my opinion, I love Swizz B. I think Swizz B is a phenomenal producer. But what you realize was how different Timbo was, because he had that Aaliyah bag, he had that Missy bag. Mm-hmm. Timbo has a deep, deep bag, and you got to know what you're doing. I honestly, y'all might go crazy on me for this. He may not win against Dr. Dre, but he'll make Dr. Dre sweat. Timbo will make Dr. Dre sweat.
Oh yeah.
Straight up and down.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He may not beat Dr. Dre, but he'll make Dr. Dre sweat, because Timbo bag is so deep. It's to the point where I think Timbo can take out most producers out there, man. Honestly.
I'm like, Timbo could have did another 20. Absolutely. I mean, with no problem. People forget about, like, not only does he have, his own bag, right? In the rap bag, he can go to that pop bag, which is insane. Yeah. So I'm just like, man, like, Timbo, sheesh.
He dropped that JT on that Justin Timberlake stuff. And you forgot, he produced every single Missy Elliott project. Yeah. And Missy, she don't have weak projects.
Nah, none.
He has a stellar,
and this is why people don't want to battle Missy. See Missy in the verses, because they will have some problems. They know it. You know what I'm saying?
With Missy.
I'm trying to tell you, man. But we gotta, we're talking about verses. the Gucci Man Jeezy for the culture, I thought was great.
That was in 2020.
I was
remember?
like, man,
What?
Was it?
Yeah, that
was that? Okay.
that was, yeah.
Well, all I'm gonna say is that was great for the culture. I'm like, the battle itself was okay, but for the culture, I thought that was great. And then they link up and do So Icy at the end, and now they're on tour together. I think that for the culture, that is a great move. That was a great move.
Stacks text me. Stacks like, yo, my anxiety is kind of up right now with this battle.
Yo, I thought that shit was gonna go way left, man.
Yeah. For the culture, you know what I'm saying? I give it that. Also, you know what battle, you know what I'm saying, that we were on here and we talked about it. I thought was good. You know what I mean? For was pretty good. Was Escape and SWV, because you know what I mean, when Coco really started getting in it, he started singing. I'm like, yo, all right, we ready now. You know what I'm saying? That's when they started dusting Escape. But I like, Coco really can sing. I mean, that girl sang. Like,
you remember why they call Sister with Voices? Because
I'm like, jeez.
Yeah.
I like, she be going in.
Was pretty dope too, man. That Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat one, it showed you how deep Keith Sweat bag is. Yeah. And we love Bobby Brown, but he didn't have enough. It got to the point where y'all been texting me like, yo, when is Bobby? Marc was getting mad. Marc was like, yo, when is Bobby going to play something off My Prerogative? I'm like, dude, when is he going to play it? Because he's casually he's casually spanking him right now.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, Keith Sweat, when Keith Sweat came on there, this is like one of these things, right? Like, I'm gonna tell y'all fellas, if Keith Sweat, what was your cool ass uncle, this is when you wanted to already be married, not I'm going after, because cool ass uncle Keith Sweat, you know what I mean? Like, well, damn, I mean, I was with her, but she slid off my uncle. Like, I ain't lying, like, seriously.
Right. That's Keith Sweat, Uncle Keith Sweat. Yeah. I mean, he showed that his bag was deep as well. So in verses, had some good one, man. Who would y'all consider to be y'all MVP for verses? Who would be your MVP?
Oh, well, besides the king of verses, besides the king of verses, which is Jadakiss.
The MVP gotta be Jadakiss. Not only, I mean, it begins. I think it begins at the fact that we thought that the battle with him and Fab was going to be close.
Yeah,
but he kind of got Fab up out of there. I was shocked that he got Fab out of there that quick.
I wasn't.
But he got Fab out of there.
It's like he switched the southpaw on him during the battle. Absolutely. Like, this is the direction the battle will go in.
Right.
The party stuff that you got, you might as well put that away, because we ain't even doing that right here. And Fab followed him in the battle, and that's how he lost.
It's going to sound silly. Yeah.
And the Dipset one, man, it's just, I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, Styles P and Sheek Louch didn't even have to be there.
No,
it would have been. Jadakiss, for all intents and purposes, took down fucking Dipset by himself. He became legendary. He reminded us all why he's a self-proclaimed top 5 dead or alive, man. I mean, it's just a showmanship. It's just I mean, I'm coming out here and I'm spitting. I'm coming out here with my camouflage shorts on, my Timbs, and a fucking t-shirt, and my drip on. And I'm a spitter. And he let him know, I don't live in Miami. I don't live in Colorado. I'm outside. I'm here.
I'm still here in Yonkers.
Yo, that motherfucker said it's New York. This is what y'all want, right?
And there's nothing we can do about that. Dude, and, I had cats mad at me because I picked the locks. I was like, Gas got mad at me for picking the locks.
And that he's the MVP also because of that moment from the Who Shot Your remix. I think y'all see it in your news feed as one of the versus moments of the year where he just spit the first couple of bars and they cut the music and it was over after that, man. I think during that versus in our chat we was like, man, we wanted them to kind of like stop the fight because it was kind of like it was getting out of hand, man.
It was. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, throw in a towel or something. You know what I'm saying?
Seriously. When Jadakiss was like, dudes that went to jail to get their teeth fixed, and they were looking at Joel Santana.
Right.
That was so messed up. Joel, he just got his mouth done, and it was a massacre, man. And Dipset, they were playing some of their biggest joints, but it just didn't ring off well. It just, you realize it didn't age well. You know what I mean? Like on the spot, you realize, like, man, I remember when the joints were ringing off in 2003, 2004.
They didn't age well.
And the thing is, they didn't even get it. They didn't really do a lot of, some song. They left some songs out because, they didn't prepare. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, but one thing the Verses I thought taught everybody, you can have hit records, and that's great. But if you can't perform, you know what I'm saying, you're going to lose.
Right.
Like, you have to be able to perform. And it's really a competition. So you have to be able to go back and forth with your opponent. So if you can't perform and you can't go back and forth with your opponent, you're asking to lose. Even if on the surface you might have a better catalog. And this is one thing, when we were just talking about this, recent conversation, when Jay said, about doing the verses or whatever, how people can't see me in that joint, right? And I get it. You know what I'm saying? And then people like, no, this guy got 20 records, this guy got 20 records. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about Lil Wayne and some other guys, right? And I'm like, listen, can these guys perform though? You know what I'm saying? One thing y'all mean for, like, listen, and I tell people who've never seen Jay-Z, I was like, you got to pull him up on YouTube. This guy's pitch perfect in concert. He sounds just like the record. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, yo, if you're going to be able to do a verses, right? And this is for anybody. You better have your energy and be able to perform the records that you pull out. You know what I'm saying? And be able to go against your opponent. Because if you can't do that, you'll lose. Simple as that.
It's not just the hits. You're right.
It's not just the hits. There you go.
It's the presentation. It's when the song hit. It's all of that, man. Showmanship.
Right.
Lil Wayne is not the state that Lil Wayne is in right now. He's not going to perform those songs. Somebody, I forgot who it was, but I was talking to somebody. He was like, man, even if Lil Wayne go with, Fireman, that is not going to perform well in the verses. And that's one of his big songs. He's like, there's certain songs that Lil Wayne that we love, like even a Millie. Those songs are not going to perform well against someone like Jay. It's
because he might not perform well, just like you just said.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you will realize then and there that you can barely understand what he's saying at times because of the way, his slur when he that sometimes.
Yeah.
And in the moment, we were like, yo, Millie is a killer. But
that's listening to it on the radio in the car is different when it's live. And live, you gotta be able to enunciate, words clear, music clear, everything clear. And if you're not, how you gonna do a good job?
You can't. And he's not a performer. Lil Wayne is not going to turn the beat off and spit a cappella like Jay will probably do to him. I don't think they're going to battle. I'm sure they won't battle. I don't think Jay scoffed at that. He scoffed at that. Like, yeah, whatever. So that would never happen. But people want that because they're confusing Weezy's quantity with quality. Does he have 20? He has 20 in the clip.
Yeah, he does.
Easy.
But can he perform those 20? And that's the difference right there.
Facts.
And to be honest with you, if Jay ever did a versus, we only want to see it versus Nas. I mean, I don't want to see it versus anybody else. I wouldn't want to see it versus anybody.
There's no other place to go. There's no other place to go. That would have to be the series finale. That has to be it.
Right.
Like,
I don't want to see Jay battle anyone else.
Yeah.
I actually pay for that shit.
And you don't even. And I don't think you even make it as a versus. I think you make it more as a joint concert.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Versus concert, right? Yeah.
A joint concert.
Kind of like what Kanye and Drake did. Just a concert.
Just a concert.
Right.
Because I think those two are bigger than the verses. And verses,
they are.
They're too big for a versus. So you got to do something that makes sense for both and for both their audiences and both their followers, because it has to make sense. It can't be something that Jay's not going to do it if he feels there's an inkling that he's going to lose. Nas not going to do it if there's an inkling that he's going to lose. So it has to be something that's going to meet in the middle. Like, okay, guys, Nas, you can't play Ether. All right, Jay, you can't play takeover. All right. If you
But
do it, it needs to be in the most classy way that possible.
and I
And
think both these
is there really
guys
a
aren't.
classy way to win?
I think both these guys would do it because they're contemporaries. I mean, you got to understand. Jay-Z looks at Lil Wayne as a son. Like he's helped him out throughout his career and
He's
made
not a
sure he
peer.
was straight on a lot of different things. Like
He's
I
not
ain't
a peer.
battling my son. You know what I'm saying? Even though Kanye, is a more than a reputable opponent. You know what I mean?
Right.
For like
Yeah.
music wise, you know what I mean?
And
To
Kanye
challenge
can
Jay Z to
perform too.
anybody else. But the
Right.
point is, it's just like I think even Kanye said, "That's my big brother. I wouldn't do anything like that. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like,
Exactly.
no. Like, even Kanye, yep, Jay Z ain't even to answer that question because Kanye answered it for him. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing
Not
that's
doing
my big brother.
Right. I'm not doing that. Right. And he won't do it. He won't do
Yeah.
it. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't think Jay's going to do it.
No,
I'll be
not
surprised.
in the versus format.
Not
Yeah,
the first
no,
four.
he's not. He's too big for verses, and same with Nas.
Absolutely.
They're too
Absolutely.
big at this point. Just no.
I really
know.
want to see Puffy still get into the ring. You know, Puffy wants Dre. Dre's not going to do it unless everything is pristine. He's not. They almost had Dre, and they kind of squandered that because the sound quality was trash at the time, and Dre's not going to get into that ring, man, unless everything is on his terms.
Dre's not going to go into an arena. He has to go where the sound is controlled, and that's his studio.
That's his studio.
Dre's not going to come,
Right.
let's go to Staples and Dre's going to do it from the crib. He's
Right.
going to do it from his studio. Like if he can't do it from his studio, he ain't even doing it.
Yeah,
because Dre likes things pitch perfect. So
Absolutely.
if it ain't that, I mean, I'm not, And then when they talk about these other guys and Puff and Dre, it just Jermaine Dupri, like, come on, man, ain't nobody doing that, man. Stop. You know what I'm saying? Just stop.
Man, you better come on, man. Yeah, exactly. So, fellas, we're about to get into the final lap of the show tonight. Don't want to, end it on a somber note. So we're going to kind of put something in between. We had a lot of legends that we lost this year as well, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the big one was DMX.
Yeah.
We had a phenomenal show, man, when we paid homage to the dog. And
that was a fun show, fellas.
That was
probably my favorite
fun.
show that we did this year. That was such a fun show.
That was one of our best shows, man. Unfortunately, it got clipped because we was playing the music.
We didn't give a fuck.
We had to play the music. Y'all mean for real? R.I.P. to the legend.
That was the
we
only
were just partying, bro. We didn't give a damn about getting clipped that night. But it was
like, let's keep
Marc,
going.
you were right. It was probably one of our best shows of the year.
Yeah, it was fun. That was a lot of fun.
That was the one. Man, rest in peace, DMX. We lost Biz Markie. That was another tough one.
Yep.
We lost Prince Markie D from the Fat Boys. Now, I mean, we lost some heavy hitters this year, man.
Yeah, we did.
Recently, we lost Kango Kid from UTFO, another legend that we lost. I mean, man, it was, of course, just recently, the tragic killing, man, of Young Dolph.
Yeah.
Memphis, Tennessee. Another rapper, man, out on the West Coast got killed as well.
Yeah.
A couple of days ago, man, got stabbed up at a Snoop Dogg concert.
Yeah.
So, man, we lost a lot of legends this year, man. I saw he tweeted that he just wished that we don't lose anyone else in 2020.
What about Shock G?
Shock G.
Yeah, Shock G. I mean, yeah. I just seen a picture of him and Tupac. You know what I'm saying, from back in the day, man. That was
we lost a lot of rappers this year, 2021, bro.
Yeah.
A lot.
We did.
Too much. Too many.
We lost Black Rob this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Black Rob,
DMX.
Malik B from the Roots.
From the Roots. Yep.
And
even outside of music, we lost one of Mark's favorite actors, man.
Michael K. Williams.
Man.
And
he had things lined up.
Yeah, he really worked. Like he really was like on everything. He really just went to work.
One of the greats. He's one of the greats.
One of the greats, man. We lost Debo.
Oh man, another person from Friday.
Another person from
Friday.
I mean,
watching Friday now, it's like I still love the movie. I still watch it, but it does give you it's like an eerie feeling.
Yeah.
It is.
It gets a little harder to watch each time. I'm not even gonna lie.
it's tough, man. So I mean, you lost those legends. One of the ones that kind of hit me a little different was losing Virgil Abloh from the designer,
Yeah.
Virgil. I was on an airplane, man, and when I landed, my Twitter feed was going insane. It was on a Sunday,
Yeah.
man. And so we lost Virgil unexpectedly, man. 41. He was suffering from cancer, kept it under the radar, like Chadwick Boseman did. Never talked about it. And those of you don't know Virgil. Virgil was, man, a bright star, man. Like this guy, a lot of people didn't know, man, but he did a lot of album covers. The Watch the Throne album cover. I think he did My Beautiful Dark Fantasy album cover. This guy was an artist of artists. I was a big fan because he was the one doing off-white Jordans and off-white, dunks and off-white.
Right.
So that's why I was a big fan, because I'm like,
big loss of culture, man.
And he was an inspiration to Kanye. You talk about the Yeezy line and all of that. Inspiration to that, you know what I'm saying?
First African American to be the head of was it Louis Vuitton?
Yeah, I think Louis. Yeah.
He was your designer, and he was only 41. He was our age. And that one hit me, man, because I was like, damn, because I got a pair of off-whites, off-white dunks about to sell. I'm like, nah, I can't sell these now.
Nah, you gotta keep
those.
You gotta keep them, man. But losing him, man, losing these other legends, man, it was 2021 was tough, man. It was really tough. Losing those big names that we grew up to love, especially DMX. That one dropped us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That one messed me up, bro. Like,
The Marc point earlier, we just saw him on Versus with Snoop Dogg, and that was like the last. He was happy, He looked healthy, like he was getting back on track.
And he was around all his kids and stuff like that too. I saw a video with him and his daughter on a roller coaster.
Right.
Man.
Interview this year. I mean, he was really putting himself back out there, and it was just, you felt good that you see X looking healthy, vibrant, and then
having fun, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
having fun, and then boom, unfortunately he had a, kind of backstep a little bit, and things happen. But man, rest in peace to those legends, man. God bless their souls. It was a tough year in 2021. We lost some legends, man. We lost some really good people out there, man.
Yeah, definitely that.
So guys, to wrap this thing up, man, of course this year, 2021 was crazy for hip hop. You had the Travis Scott situation that is still going. That's, man, those families, man, God bless those families who still dealing with the tragedies of that concert. Man, I hope they can continue to get through it. Travis Scott is definitely going through it, man. So prayers to him as well, man, as he try to, get through this stuff that's going on also.
And I don't think anybody who was at the show wanted that to happen. You know what I'm saying? No. I get that it's a lot of legal issues with that, but I don't think anybody who went there to the show wanted anything like that to happen. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't want, just blame place here and there. I know you have to place it somewhere, but to place it on an individual, I just think it's a little bit unfair. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, it's just very unfortunate what happened.
Absolutely. Cancel culture came in and canceled the baby because of because of things that he said.
And now the baby is back. You know what I'm saying? He's coming on back.
Boosie versus Lil Nas X.
Not really. You know what I wish? I wish Boosie wouldn't fall for the bait so much, man.
He can't help it, man.
And Lil Nas be trolling the shit out of him, man.
Yes, he does.
He went as far as started publicizing that him and Boosie was about to do some music together.
So funny. Boosie can't help it. Dude, Boosie the same guy to have concerts in Silver, South Carolina. For those of you who don't know where Silver, South Carolina is located, Silver, South Carolina is about the size of my house. It's a small town in South Carolina, man.
But you gotta love that about Boosie, because he does stuff, you know, that Tupac would do. Tupac would like do a show and then show up at the house party down the street from your house. Like, yo, you know Tupac over here, right? Like, yeah.
Tupac was wild like that too.
Yeah.
Like he really like would just beat it.
Tupac would be up in general population. Like if all of us at a party, like, hey, we just got from the Tupac concert. Yeah, he over there at the bar. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like
that's over there. Yeah,
that's
you
exactly how Boosie is.
And that's how Boosie,
yeah.
Boosie,
Like,
you know,
Hey, Boosie will come to Georgetown and blend in.
He's done concerts in Silver. He's done concerts in Sumter. He's done concerts in Florence. So
yeah,
he's always out there. Every time I turn around, one of my cousins be like, "Yo, man, I'm going to see Boosie." I'm like, where he at? Oh, he in Sumter. What? Like,
yeah, pretty much.
It is common. Like, you know,
I love that about him, man.
Boosie at the bar. He at the bar. They just gave him a microphone. He at the bar.
Right. He at the bar.
Like, really.
Crazy. Talking crazy.
Yeah.
So, man, big shout to Boosie, man. I hope Boosie, we need Boosie in our culture. We need Boosie. Man.
We really do.
Boosie, hey, Marcus, before we move on from Boosie, is Boosie back on Instagram yet?
No.
Yeah, he got back on, but he got thrown off. He got thrown off the Legends of the South tour with Rick Ross and Gucci Mane and Jeezy. You know, he got thrown off there for inciting like a riot or something. I'm just, you know, I wasn't surprised when I heard that. I'm just sounds about right.
And he doesn't care.
He doesn't.
He's going to continue to do what he's doing. He does not. He has a movie coming out, right?
That's what I kind of love about him, man. He really don't care, man. He gonna do him.
He really don't care, man.
Man, shoot. Oh, for the culture, man. Can I say this?
Yeah.
Shout to the BBS boys. You know what I'm saying? Now Nas is a member. Now Cameron is a member. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? For they got a few other guys in there, man. This thing is starting to spread, you know, where you see, I mean, the old school cars coming back. All those 90s classics, the Acura Legends, the Lexus Coupe, the BM 850. You know what I'm saying?
Used to rap about back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, for real, like, when you were a young boy, like, man, I'm gonna get that joint one day. So young Shawn, you know what I mean, for real, when the 07 series was rolling through, you know what I mean, for a shout to Raising Canaan Power Book 3, you know what I'm saying? You know, showing that, like, man, I'm gonna get that joint. So now it's just like, man, you know, you get older and you get it. It's just like, yo, but you kind of can go back to remember, you know what I mean, for when you said that when you was young Shawn and young Stacks, like, I'm gonna get that, you know what I'm saying? So it's love.
And it will be next year shit.
Absolutely. That was done. Young Shawn wanted the Audi because that's what Dougie Fresh always talked about. He was like, the Audi, when he had the Audi chain on his neck. Right. That's all you talked about back then, man.
Audi 5000.
Audi 5000, man. Audi 5000. That's all I wanted, man.
Yeah, man. So shout to the culture. Shout to the culture for that, man. I very much appreciate that. And I go on my Instagram and I see these guys, and it's like, yeah, we in Massachusetts and we in Detroit, we in Philly, and you know, it's just love, man, just to see all these guys with the old school cars, man. That's love.
Yeah, man. Definitely shout out to the culture this year, man. Like I felt like, you know, through all the things that we've been through, this is the second year of COVID. It's like it's spiking up all over again.
Yep.
People gotta be careful still, man. We're back outside, man. You know, these concerts and everything going on. Man, have fun, but man, just be careful out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got boys out there, you got COVID running rampant. People you get antsy. You want to get out there, you want to have fun, want to get back to normal things, and things are not normal still, man. So
right.
You know, got to be careful out there, man. The culture is still thriving, man. You know, that's one thing our show is about, man. Marc and I always talking to Stacks as well. We always talk about how can you dig up the culture instead of always talking about the negative things going on out there.
Oh man, you know what we got to shout to? Shout to all the podcasters, man. How many great interviews did we give? Get to see with Drink Champs, y'all mean $1 million worth of game. Y'all mean Joe Button. You know what I'm saying? For real, you know, you got y'all mean, like Shawn said earlier, Nas started the podcast. So I'm
Yeah.
just like, man, it's all love, man.
Smoke check.
And shoot, man, yeah, and shout to the guys, man. Shout to us. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? With
Absolutely.
all our different shows, man. But shout to the whole podcast game, man, because I'm just like, yo, like people come and watch us. You know what I mean? We watch other people too, man. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh
I
yeah,
just
absolutely.
appreciate that whole game, man.
Yeah.
That's love, man. Being able
It's,
to watch some of this stuff.
it's content creators, man. I mean, I listen to everything. According to hip hop, those guys are really doing a phenomenal job over there. I mean, man, I love what they're doing. Like Mark said, even in Joe Budden podcast, he lost Rory and Maul. They want to do their thing, and they're doing
Yeah,
phenomenal stuff over there. But I was just pulling some numbers the other day
Still
that Joe
thriving.
Budden podcast still number one. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I thought that Drink Champs would have leapfrogged them because they had some amazing interviews
I
this
thought
year.
so too.
X,
Yeah, they had
Kanye,
some really
yeah,
good guests this year. Yeah,
they
hell
had,
yeah.
they were on 10 this year. But Joe Budden podcast continues to lead the league, in scoring. So I mean, shout out to those brothers over there, man. All content creators. Shout out to the homies at Blast, man. They actually came on the scene this year.
Yep.
mhm,
That like our affiliates as well. They show us love. They're always, giving us big ups and everything like that. So we want to return that and give big ups to them as
absolutely.
well. I mean, hell, we got our own thing going on. We got our own show. We got the Taste On and Merv show on Tuesdays. We got, we come back at Voltron on Wednesdays, man. And we have another show with some ladies with Mel and the crew on every other Sunday. So
Yep.
we got things in the chamber on our own thing that we're doing. And man, it's just a great time, man, for just to be able to hop on, have conversation, and really just talk our stuff, man.
Yeah.
2020 was a good year for us, man. Really good year. Time to take it to a different level. You know what I mean? Mark had to hold things down on Monday's show without me being here for a couple of months. So hopefully things can slow down and I can figure out a balance to be able to still do shows no matter where I'm at in the world. But it's we'll figure that out together as a
Yeah, no
team,
doubt.
as
No
a
doubt.
unit.
Definitely
Um,
been a great year. Definitely, man.
absolutely,
You
absolutely.
know, and like
So
as y'all say, man, we're still in the middle of a pandemic and all that stuff, man. And
yeah,
just being able to fellowship and like I said, a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of depression, death, and shit that's been going on this year, more so than 2020. But just being able to hop on with you guys and put stuff out there into the atmosphere for people to listen to, man. So you have some positive things going on, but you're not thinking about the pandemic and negative things all the time, man. That's one of the biggest things that I get out of being able to hop on with my brothers and pod, man.
indeed,
So you
indeed,
know,
indeed, indeed. So, fellas, let's go and wrap this thing up. Let's give our parting shots for tonight. So, Stacks, I'm gonna start with you, man. What are your parting shots for 2021 for the culture, for hip hop, for entertainment? What you got for us, man?
my parting shot would be that hip hop and its culture will prevail. We're going into we've been dealing with we're going into what the going to be in March will be 2 years being in a global pandemic, and we haven't been able to do some of the things that we've been doing prior to March of 2020. But we always find ways to connect and reach each other through these. So luckily, we got the internet, airwaves, and things of that nature where we can connect, reach out to people. As I said earlier, a lot of depression, a lot of people. I mean, just when we think things are starting to get better for the pandemic, it typically has gotten worse every single time. But at the end of the day, we all got each other. We still got hip hop and the culture to lead back on, man. As long as we got those things, we can hop on and just talk about those things. While we can listen to those other podcast creators and stuff like that, man, we'll get through it. We always got some stuff, that'll get us through these uncertain times. So my part shot would be like hip hop will prevail, even leading into 2022.
Indeed.
No
What
doubt.
you got, Mark? What is your part of shots, man, for the year?
Man, I'm gonna say like this. It was some things that went on, with hip hop with the culture, but I would say it was a lot more good things than anything.
Yep.
Um, and I'm just saying, like, man, like, listen, you can't really get to your people, like you want, with the COVID eye and everything. But I'm just saying, man, pick up the phone, get on the FaceTime. You know what I mean? For real, get on, I mean, for Facebook Live, Instagram Live, the Zoom, get on all of that. You know what I'm saying? And then you know what? I would say one thing, that the pandemic did help with is just kind of like slow people down a little bit. Some people,
Right. That is true.
workaholics, man, and that's all they do. They even forget that they even have a family. You know what I'm saying? They just like, all right, gotta work, send the money home. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Nah, take a break from that real quick. You know what I'm saying? Just take time for yourself. And I think, some people ain't, don't do that. Take time for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you know what? Maybe let me give myself time, to listen to Nas' new album. Let me give myself time to watch Spider-Man. Let me give myself time, you know what I mean, for to go back and hear that Kanye interview with Drink Champs. You know what I'm saying? Let me get
Right.
on my Instagram and see, you know what I mean, what the culture's talking about. You know what I'm saying? And what they doing, in different parts of the country, different parts of the world, man. So just take that time, you know what I'm saying, for yourself, and then go ahead and do something, man, because you're gonna see something magical. You know what I'm saying? Whereas you'll be inspired, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You might even catch up with some of what your family doing. Like, I didn't even know my cousin started a business. You know what I'm saying? And then reach out to your cousin, like, yo, man, send me up some cake. You know what I mean?
Right.
Send me up some cookies or something. You baking?
Right.
Send me up some barbecue. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Right.
just like, man, just take time for yourself, man. You know what I mean? For real, be there for your family. We get work is work, and you gotta earn the money. We get all of that, but just take a little time out for the family, the extended family, man. If you do that, man, we gonna get better in 2022, and we gonna be better and keep moving on, man. And check out
Absolutely.
all them shows that's coming on, man. Like I ain't had time to watch Snowfall. Guess what? The new season coming up. Go ahead, watch it. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And just enjoy this time because you still here, man. You still here. You still living. You know what I mean? You're not sick. Just enjoy this time and do what you got to do, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well
Love it.
said,
Love it.
Mark. I mean, to your point, man, what the pandemic has done for a lot of people, man, it made you think outside the box. It made you kind of force your hand to do something a little bit more clandestine that you were probably used to doing. And it create a lot of creative contents, and creative like that as well. So again, take advantage of that time, especially when you're talking about, the things that you love. We love hip hop. We love sports. We love, the culture. We love entertainment. So we come and talk about it. We come and talk about things that's important to us. And it's a good thing when you can have those conversations because you had these conversations on the fly anyhow, right? When we
Mm-hmm.
talk about the sports and the hip hop and the culture and the entertainment. And that's all we're doing here. We're not doing this for anything but to converse with each other and really just fellowship and just have an outlet because life is crazy right now. You know what I mean? We got people, like we said earlier, we got those who passed away this year, who ain't making it into next year. You got the COVID situation, the crisis out there, start to spike up all over again. So we come on here just as an outlet, man, and just kind of get away from the ills of the world and talk about the things that's important to us, like music and like, the culture and entertainment. So again, 2021, we did some amazing things. Man, hip hop is thriving. Nas is killing it. I'm so happy about that, being a Nas fan. And next year, we see who else come in and kill it. We see if another veteran comes out the gate or if we have any newcomers that come up and just take the game by storm. We'll see. Only time will tell. And we'll see if Versus is going to do anything to up the ante next year. Who's going to be the
Right.
next Versus that's going to come through?
Yeah.
So that's something to look forward to. We got to look forward to
Right.
Disney Plus doing some other things with the Disney Plus series. So much to look forward to and so much positive things to look forward to as opposed to the negative things that you hear all the time. And again, shout out to Bobby Blackjack, Channel 199, Zingo TV. Shout out to Mount High Radio. Shout out
Love
to
y'all.
shout out to Merv, Stacks, Becca, Tina, Nick, Mel, the whole team, the whole family. Shout out to everybody who rock with us. Shout out to our day ones. Shout out to our new listeners, our new viewers. Shout out to everybody. We appreciate the love, and we're going to keep doing what we're doing. Mark, shout out to you for holding things down while the kid was all over the world trying to solve problems. Shout out to you
Mark, oh,
for carrying the
we good
torch.
now. We good
Um,
now.
it's actually, yeah. Shout out to you, Stats, for hopping on with us tonight, man, and
No doubt.
being
Always.
our esteemed guest, despite the fact that Washington got their boots spanked last night.
Why you got now you brought the negativity? Don't be negative in 2022 like this guy.
My bad.
He's a negative dude, man.
My apologies, man. Shout out to everybody out there, front lines, behind the scenes. Yo, that's the show, fellas, and we out.
All right.
2021 was good. Let's do it.
Peace, peace, God.